So, hi, thank you for meeting with me this morning. Um, I just wanted to start off the chat with asking you when your journey started and who your journey involves. And the floor is yours to talk about whatever you would like to talk about.
Thank you. Okay. So my father passed away just over a month ago.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. January 11th. So I'm gonna cry. um, sure. I'm sure you know. Sorry.
It's okay.
You get your moments.
Yeah.
I was doing fine before. Yeah, and my mom, I'm at my mom's house. I try to be strong for her and take care of her as much as I can. She's amazing and strong too, but she has her moments and just try to be there for her. But anyway, so my dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer about 7 years ago, and it was already like metastasized. It was like stage 4 to his bones. Um, so he was on treatments, lots of different treatments, and it was going well. It wasn't like taking care of it, wasn't going away, it wasn't gonna go away. But it was keeping it at bay, making it so it wouldn't get worse. Um, and then this past summer, he got the news that there really weren't any other treatments to be done. And, it's just, he had to live with the fact that he was, at the end of his life, which that was really, really rough, for him to hear and for us to hear. And, knowing that you're going to pass away, I think is really, hard. So, he started going downhill probably the end of the summer. And then throughout the fall, it was rough. Like, he had trouble going up the stairs, of course. They're still in their home that they've had for, over 30 years, 40 years or so. Um, and moving around, and also some mental things too. His mind wasn't the same. But then we decided on hospice around, I think it was in November. Um, yeah, and then I think it was right before Thanksgiving. And we fought that for a while. We just didn't want to admit it, that was it. My mom definitely was like, no, let's try whatever we can, but he really wasn't strong enough to like travel, and go places for treatments and things like that. So we decided on hospice just to make him comfortable. He never really complained. Like, he was amazing. Like, he never said he was in pain. Um, we know that he was having trouble getting up and off the couch and things like that, but he would never complain. We had to like get things around the house, like um, handlebars for the shower, and you know um, commode and all kinds of things. And then we finally got a bed downstairs. And yeah, I mean, the one good thing was that we all got to tell him how we feel, and say goodbye. I know we didn't have that. That's really tough. Um, but and we were trying to tell him it was okay to go, and that we were going to be okay. He was obviously worried about my mother. He didn't want to leave her. Um, he wasn't that old, 79. He still had plenty of life he could have
Yeah.
lived. Yeah. Um, so at the very end, like the last week, um, it was rough. Like, and my husband was amazing. He was here a lot with my parents, and he was helping. My dad was wearing diapers, and he was helping with that a lot. And then the last like 4 days, 5 days maybe. It was weird. It was like he just wasn't responsive. I don't know we don't know what happened. Like he all of a sudden he was like screaming, and then after that he was like gone, like just not, yeah, responsive. We think he might have had a stroke or something at the end. We're not sure, but
Yeah.
and then we were giving him medication around the clock, to keep him comfortable. um, and the hospice nurse had told us it would be just a couple days, and so I was here. I was staying at my parents. They live about 45 minutes away from me.
Okay.
And we were giving him, we were, like I said, we were giving him medication around the clock, and they told us to do it like every hour, like morphine. And I think also they did that so that I think they knew that it was going to come like that night. And so like it was my turn for the medicine. It was like middle of the night, and I gave him medicine at like 3 a.m. And then when I came down at 4 a.m., he wasn't breathing. And yeah.
I'm sure that was not easy.
And the one thing that keeps sticking in my mind is when they took him away. Yeah. It was rough.
I mean, we know that our parents are supposed to go, but it never makes it.
Yeah.
Easy.
Right. I know. Right. I know.
Like,
my father. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's part of life. That's how life is supposed to go. But
right. It sucks. It just
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I know you said you're being strong for your mom, but how are you doing?
I think I'm okay. Because I mean, I have my moments.
Yeah.
I think work helps me. Like I focus on that a lot.
Did you go back right away?
I was home for like a week and a day, so that I had the Martin Luther King holiday. So yeah, so I went back right after that. Yeah, I didn't even take all my days because we had a snow day before, which was good. So I had an extra day there, and then they had the week, and then I had the extra day. But yeah, no, and then I went back. It felt good to be back. Like I think it was good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I think it's not he wasn't part of my everyday life like with my mom, like how he was, they were so entwined, just every day, every moment. That it's so much harder for her, I'm sure. And they were married 55 years, and
Wow.
they met when they were like 19, so
That's a long time to be with somebody.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Have you felt any it's you and your sister, right?
I do have two sisters. Yeah.
Sisters. Have you felt that this has brought you guys a little bit closer? Have you?
Yeah.
I know sometimes when parents pass, it causes a rift between the other siblings.
Yeah. No, it's been good. We talk, or we text. We have a group text every day. Yeah. So yeah, I do think it has brought us together. Definitely. Yeah, I guess that's a good thing. And they both live a little bit further. One lives 3 hours away. One lives like 6, 7 hours away.
Oh wow! So this kind of falls on you a little bit.
Yeah. But
That's a
they try
lot.
to, yeah, but they try to come as much as they can. And they were here that whole week, when we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
They took off work and everything. My one sister has 4 sons, so she's busy, but
Yeah.
she, she still makes time, which is good. She was here this past weekend. And the other one was here the weekend before. So we kind of take turns. We try to take turns, and we have a cousin who's not too far away too. So she's been helpful.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you dealt with grief like this prior?
No,
Magnitude?
hmm?
To this magnitude?
Right. Definitely not to this magnitude. No. I mean, grandparents when I was like in college, but not anybody this close to me. No, definitely not. My sister actually though lost her husband. The one that's 3 hours away. She lost her husband in June. So my brother-in-law, they were only married like 5 years. So it was almost like the start of their life, which was really hard.
Yeah.
But and I mean, I know I feel more for her than I know I miss him, but I wasn't with him that much, and um but I feel for her, like it's and so my parents also, that was so hard for them to see her, hurt like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was probably the another hard one that I experienced.
Um, I don't know if this is going to come off as weird sounding, but do you think the fact that you guys were given, the doctor said he has this amount of time left, would you consider that a gift, or would you have considered that something like, oh, I wish I don't know, because you're just like counting down, like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
I do think of it as a gift. I do, because then we were able to, like, his sister came and my cousin came, and everyone got to say goodbye. I mean, it's better, I think, for us. I don't know about, or he didn't know. He didn't know at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he knew once he had the bed, I think, in the downstairs, that it was coming.
Yeah.
And that was definitely hard for him to deal with. He never really talked about it with me, like how he felt about it. But I know there was a social worker that would come, and I know he talked to her about it. So, but yeah, I mean, we kept wanting to know. We kept trying to find out, and also people were asking us, like my aunt, because she lives far away, and she wanted to be here,
Yeah.
and she wanted to stay for the funeral. So she needed to know, and it was really hard to like tell her, we don't know, and
Yeah,
then
you don't. Yeah.
no. And then we got the word that it was going to be a couple days, and that's when we were able to tell people. And we had my uncle from California, my mom's brother came, and my cousin and my aunt. Yeah, so a lot of people came, and that actually was hard though, to have all those people around. We felt in a way, because we wanted that time with my
Right.
dad, and we kind of felt like all these people were around and we were hosting, like,
Yeah.
yeah, giving, making meals, or buying dinners, and have, it was that. Yeah, we felt like we were being hostesses the whole time, even though we
Yeah.
wanted to focus on him.
Yeah, I know. Everything happened with Susie. We had people were over all day, every day. And, it was nice having the company. It was nice having the support, but sometimes you just need to like
Yeah,
2 minutes to yourself.
yeah,
You just couldn't get that.
yeah. No,
And
you couldn't.
while their intentions were nice, and, they
Yes.
weren't doing this to be like annoying,
No, not at all.
it would have been nice if we had like, okay, just 1 hour, no one's here.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like a little like, so we can get a little breather.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
understand.
To grieve as a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prior to your dad passing, And I guess prior to your brother-in-law passing, did you ever think about grief? Or it was like that a topic that you talked about with people, or
Good question.
everyone uncomfortable?
Good question. I mean, I always felt for people, who were going through it. And then when it happened to you guys, I can't stop thinking about you all, your mom, in my thoughts all the time. Um, but yeah, I mean, and I knew that like eventually I would have to deal with it,
Yeah.
and I dreaded it. So I guess it was something that I always had in the back of my mind, and I knew it would be hard.
Was there anything that anyone said to you that helped you get through, not through it,
Good question.
um, to help, to help, um, to help you give you a reason to like wake up the next day?
Um, um, Not really. I mean, I think the Facebook groups that I know your mom's on too,
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to see that you're not alone,
Hmm.
and I love what you're doing. I think this is really great for
Thank
people.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It helps people get their feelings out. It helps them feel like they're not alone. I definitely, no, I mean, my husband has been there for me, of course. He's been great. Just for a hug or whatever. Um, and my sisters, we have each other, and my mom. Um, so like just the constant communication, I guess, amongst us has really helped. Um, but I don't think anyone said anything that's really been. Oh, bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Sure. Um, I hear a lot of nice things about my dad from people, which is
That's
nice.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. Um, what a great person he was and how he helped them. Or we once found a letter that somebody wrote him from work, that she was like under him, and how he helped her grow and with her career. And
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, it was very nice. I kept it. I still have the letter. Um, yeah. So.
So now opposite, has anyone said anything to you or like, are you saying this to me?
Aw, I'm sure there have been, but not really. And actually, it's nice at work when people come up and they say, I'm so sorry. And I didn't think that I would want that. I thought
Right.
that I'm like dreading going back because I'm like, I don't want everyone to be saying something, but it did help. I felt like it helped.
See, and I was the opposite. So when everything happened,
Yeah.
I think I didn't go back for maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's not that
was
long.
I was dreading going back because I was like, I don't need the sad eyes. I said, everyone who I've seen in this time, we've gotten over the sad eyes. But like going back into work, excuse me, and I haven't, obviously I didn't see anybody over the summer. So it's been over 3 months, 4 months since I've seen everybody.
Right.
That's not what I want to go into work the first time seeing everybody with this experience.
Right.
Like the
Right.
sad eyes, I just can't. Like I just need everyone to like, I appreciate the wishes, I appreciate the sympathy, I appreciate, but it was just so overwhelming for me
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
think I went to work one day and I called out the next two.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm
It
sure.
was just a lot.
You wanted to be left alone and just do your job and
Yeah.
not think, not, I guess, not have everyone bring it up,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's grief is weird that everyone just reacts to it so differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found for me that like peopling is good for me,
Oh, good.
but then I find out that sometimes peopling is too much for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah. I get that too. I get that too.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you. So it's been a month. And have you found yourself like calling, like picking up the phone to call him, or like coming in,
Yeah.
oh hey mom, like how is dad? I know that a month
Yeah.
is still a short amount of time for you to not actually acknowledge what's happening or what had happened.
Yeah. I mean, there are definitely moments where I want to share something with him, or something reminds me of him, and yeah, I want to call him, or um, yeah, definitely. Um, Sometimes you forget, that person's not there anymore, or
Yeah.
it's just weird. And like we've gone through a few of his things, not a lot, but that's rough. Yeah.
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 We haven't done that yet.
Good. Yeah. Good. Yeah. That's
So not looking forward to that part.
no, no. Yeah. No. We're trying to figure out what's best for my mom, like
Yeah.
should she stay in the house? It's really up to her what she wants, but should she come live with one of us? Um, but that would mean going through everything and selling the house, and that's gonna be hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be very
How has your mom been handling things?
hard. She's having a moment today. She's been amazing though. She's been trying to be strong, and she's been going through her life. She was the one who took care of a lot of the finances and things like that, so she's able to do her everyday stuff. But today she seems to be really having a rough time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody called, and she had to tell them on the phone that he passed away, and she broke down, and
Today she
then
had to
she
tell,
went.
do that?
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Like I don't know if it was some sort of business that called. I don't know who called. Um, and she just broke down, and ever since that was at like 9:50, and she's been upset since. Yeah,
and that's okay.
she's just laying on the couch. Yeah,
Okay, sometimes
yeah,
you just
yeah.
need that. There,
Yep, yep, yep.
she feels, I think the biggest thing that I've experienced with this whole thing is you need to feel how you feel, and you can't be sorry for how you feel. You can't apologize
Hmm.
for how you feel, because you're the only one who is dealing with what you're dealing with. And your family, you and your sisters are dealing with the same thing, but you guys are all dealing with it differently. Your mom is dealing with it completely different than you guys are dealing with it. You know,
Yeah,
in our situation, there's a lot of us, so there's a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, and there could be days where one of us is feeling okay and the other one is feeling lousy. And
yeah.
you can't be mad at the person feeling lousy, or you can't be mad at the person feeling okay, because they're okay.
Right, right.
I think that's a big thing that people need to learn.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's okay that you feel okay,
yeah.
and it's okay
Right,
that you don't feel okay.
right. Exactly.
That is okay.
You're right. Exactly.
My
Exactly.
mom, my mom was saying, I think yesterday she was talking to my cousins were over, and she said, "Oh, someone at work the other day asked me how I was doing," and I told her, "I'm not doing okay today." And she said the person was so taken aback because she was honest about how she was feeling,
Yeah.
saying,
Good.
"I'm okay." She said, "I'm not doing okay today." And
Right.
the person was like, "You know what? Good for you for being honest about how you're feeling."
Absolutely.
And I think that's the thing about grief is you want to sugarcoat it because it makes the other people uncomfortable.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so many times where I was like, "Oh, I'm okay," but like, no, I'm 1000% not okay. But if I tell you I'm not okay, you're just gonna back up like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and just like end of conversation.
People don't. I think people just don't know how to react. Yeah. You're right. I think you started off by saying, or one of your first video, that it's something that is not taught, it's not talked about, it's like this hidden thing, or like, and yeah, people don't know how to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, in the beginning when everything happened with us, I wouldn't want to talk to me either. I was it was awkward talking to me, and
Oh,
it was uncomfortable because
yeah.
what to say. And I get it. I got it. I know it. I understand. I still get it now. But like, if you feel that way, like, can you imagine how I'm feeling, or someone else who's feeling with it? Like, unless you've been through a situation, you know,
Yeah.
of grief in any sort of way, like, you're just not going to get it.
Right. Right.
I hope by doing this, people who haven't experienced it will like see these videos, and one day, hopefully, like, not, if they go through something like this, that they're more in tune.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. I think that's important.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
this is not an easy thing to go through.
no. And everyone's gonna go through it at some point in their lives.
Yeah.
You know? And you do have to face it, Um, it hurts. I remember I was talking to your mom. There was on one of the Facebook groups, there was a statue, a wire statue, and it was the person was like bending over, crying, and also filled with rocks.
Oh, I've
Like,
seen that one. Yeah.
yeah, the heaviness, right? And then she
Yeah.
also showed me one with a statue with a big hole in the middle. It's like interesting, like the two perspectives, you
Yeah.
feel empty, but then also you feel so weighed down, like
Yeah.
yeah, this big thing weighing on you all the time. Yeah.
And it's just and nothing anyone says or nothing anyone does will make it better. And
Right.
had people say to us, "Oh, she's in a better place. It was God's plan." Like, I want to slap anyone who says that.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I
Right.
appreciate the sentiment, and I appreciate you trying to make it better, but that's making us feel better.
No.
It's
No.
just making us more angry.
Yeah. Yeah. I can agree with that.
You know?
Totally. Totally.
um I don't know. There's just,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. There's
Yeah.
just a lot about grief that no one understands, and
Exactly.
grief can come. Grief doesn't just come by itself. It has a lot of friends: depression, anger, sadness, happiness can come through. Like, there's just,
Right.
and it changes the dynamic of everything. It's not just this person died and that's it.
Right. You're
Like,
so smart.
now you snowballed. Now you have to worry about your mom. You have to worry about what you're gonna do with the house. You're gonna have all these things. It's not just cut and dry.
No.
Person died. We have the viewing. We have the burial, and that's it. That's just,
Yeah, that's just the beginning. You're right. You're right.
like, every dynamic changes.
Yes, you're right. All
Everything,
your relationships, everything. Yeah.
and it's just, I don't think people understand that part.
Now, do you feel like your family has gotten closer, or what? Or I guess some days are good, some days are bad.
Some days are good, some days are rough.
Yeah.
In the beginning, my siblings and we went out to dinner, like lunch, a few times together.
Mhm.
I was like, it was, it was like very bittersweet.
Of course.
Um,
Of course.
Everyone's grieving in this house, but everyone's grieving, in my opinion, separately.
Wow.
Um, I know I don't talk about my feelings a lot in my family because my parents are already dealing with so much.
Yeah.
Like, they don't need me to add on to their, I feel sad today.
Right. Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
that's just me.
Yeah.
Um, I spend a lot of time outside the house because sometimes it's just easier.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard sometimes being home. Uh,
Sure.
and yeah, everything's just like bittersweet.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
birthday in December, I had some friends put together like a little birthday gathering for me. And I asked my siblings, I was like, oh, do you guys want to take a picture? And it was like it was very hesitant because that was our first, sibling photo with the four of us. So just like little things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
eating, I mean, we're not the type of family who like sits and have dinner together because everyone's just like in and out all the time.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
like the few times we've done it, it's just, someone's missing. And,
That's- Mm,
you know, holidays, we have her seat there. We put her picture there at the table,
That's sweet.
so it's
Again, bittersweet. Yeah.
bittersweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
there's pictures of her everywhere at the house. We talk about her constantly.
That's good.
Ava talks about her. Ava, you know,
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
My sister got her what do you call that doll? The Build-A-Bear.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you can put recordings in it, voice recordings. So she has a recording of Ava and Susie laughing.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
Susie Bear.
Oh.
And she brings her everywhere. She goes, I need my Susie Bear.
Oh.
It's again bittersweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sad that why she has to have it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um,
It's good to keep her memory alive.
yeah. And we do that tenfold here. There's not one day that goes by where her name's not mentioned, she's not talked about, or we think of a story, we're like, oh my God, like, my eyes are rolling because we just think about like a story that she told us, or, like pictures. There's always not one day goes by.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
it's good and bad. Um, I think sometimes it makes it hard to believe that this actually happened. Um,
Absolutely.
Next week is gonna be 6 months already,
Yeah.
which is really crazy to believe because I felt
Yeah.
like it happened yesterday. Like I could, like every image in my head from that day is like in my brain forever. Um,
And I can't believe you were just coming back from from a funeral.
yeah, my best friend's funeral,
Your best friend. So you lost your best friend.
and then 3 days later, Susie. Yeah,
Oh, gosh, you've dealt with so much at your young age. That's horrible.
yeah, my best friend from college. So we've been friends for like 16 years.
That's, oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh my
um,
gosh. You don't have her to lean on right now.
no, and it was like luckily I have two of my very very best friends through everything. When you say like who are your people, like I have two of my people. But Stephanie, she was like my person. Um, I haven't seen her in 2 years, COVID and life and things like that, but we talked. But it was, when we got the news about Susie, I was like thinking of people who would have called. I was like, oh, I have to call Stephanie to tell her what happened. I was like, oh, I can't call her. I was like, oh, I can't believe I can't believe I have to call her, tell her what happened. It's just like
Right.
hit.
Oh my
And
god. Oh my god.
I still haven't even processed what happened with her
Right.
because my mind has been so focused on Susie.
Of course.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just been a very weird, very weird time.
A rough time, definitely.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah.
But I mean, your family changed a lot too with your sister's husband, and then
Yes.
about 6 months later, your dad.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can only imagine how hard it is for your parents to have gone through with your sister because,
Mm-hmm.
we have a cousin whose husband passed away a year ago,
Yes. Yes.
And same thing.
Yes.
Parents, had to go through watching her go through this.
Exactly.
And it
Exactly.
was, it's been over a year and it's still,
Yeah.
hard to deal with,
Of course. Of
talk
course.
about.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, your sister, lost two significant people in her life,
Hmm.
or two guys.
Yeah. You're right.
That's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you, oh, not too personal, but have you thought about going to see a therapist or talking with somebody?
Yeah. I've done that a couple times in my life when things happen, or yeah. I'm definitely open to that. Yeah. Yeah. How about you guys? You?
Yeah, I started seeing someone maybe like 2 months after everything happened.
Okay. It's
But
good.
all my siblings and I, we all see somebody.
Good. 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 Will it
Um,
help? Does it seem to help?
I really like my guy.
Good.
Um, so I go in, I just like word vomit everything that I can't say to
Yeah, that's
other
good.
people, because I feel like if I said how I really feel, there'd be a lot of fights.
Oh my goodness.
I kind of keep a lot of things
Yeah.
inside. When I see him, I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
Well, I'm glad you have a safe space for that.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God,
Need
an hour went by already.
that.
um,
Is he like an expert in grief or?
yeah, so one of his specialties is bereavement.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And
So
I might want to get his name.
yeah, he takes
Yeah.
insurance.
What was that?
He takes our insurance.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. He's awesome. He's like, he doesn't tell you should feel how you like, this is how you should feel.
Good.
You tell him how you feel and he's like, that's how you feel.
Right, right. Of course.
So he's very he's a good, I really like him.
What's his name?
Robert. Also, I'll send him a text. I'll see if he's accepting new clients.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And
That's good, Sam.
I'll give you his number.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
So
Thank you.
I mean, I'm just hoping that, doing talks like this helps the person who I'm talking with.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
It helps, like you said before, it helps when someone else is going through something and you're not alone.
Yeah.
Because grief could be very isolating.
Yeah.
Like, unless you've dealt with it, like, you don't know how to help.
Yeah.
My best friend just lost her grandfather on Saturday. And I was like, I'll be over there on Friday with food,
Aw.
binge watch TV. And she's like,
Aw.
I would love the company. Sometimes you just need that.
Yeah, my sister didn't want anybody at first. Like she wanted to be left alone.
Yeah.
And she's also dealing with, she has stepdaughters who she had a good relationship with them, but ever since their father passed, they've been very greedy, and they want all his money, like his retirement fund, his health, his life insurance, his house, everything. It's been really rough, so now she has to deal with that on top of everything.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, death doesn't just change one thing. There's a lot of things that gets affected.
Exactly.
That's sad.
Yep, it is very sad.
That's really sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's awesome that it sounds like she has a really like great support system with you and your other sister.
Yeah. And his sister lives near her, her husband's sister, so her sister-in-law. So they're close, and
oh, good.
And she's on her side, so
oh, good.
So that's good. Yeah.
Because I don't know, grief turns people into people you don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
But
definitely. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're fine.
When you think about your dad, what is one thing that you'd want the world to know about him?
Oh. that he was just a caring person. It was interesting because my husband had somebody come look at his car, just because he was it's like a special like sports car. It's rare and everything, and this guy wanted to buy one, so he just wanted to talk to him about it. And the guy happened to know my father because he's in real estate, and my father was in real estate. And he was like on the other end of the deal, and he said what a great person my dad was and how he was just really good to deal with. He always negotiated, really well, and he was always a people person. And that really was nice to hear, and like I said with the letter also, like I feel like he just cared about people, and my mother, like he and my mother were just like two peas in a pod, of course. And they had a great relationship. I mean, they fought, of course, but
Yeah, of course. Like,
yeah, who doesn't, right?
yeah.
But just the fact that he was just a caring person, really, he taught me a lot of that.
I think it's nice because obviously you see your person in your life one way because you see them all the time, you've grown up with them, but it's nice to see other people's opinion outside of like your norm.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So that I think that really shows the type of person they are, because you see them, but how the outside sees them, I think.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
really
exactly.
nice.
Exactly.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to mention before we?
Sure. Maybe a little, like it was weird, like at the funeral, like I felt like at first I was like mad at everybody, like I didn't want to say hello to anybody. And then I regretted it because they were there for him, they were there for us and for him, they were there because they loved him.
Yeah.
And I felt like I didn't appreciate the people that were there, I kind of wish I did. I was just kind of like, leave me alone.
Which is fine.
Yeah. And like, especially my aunt who had been here like a lot, like she was like asking me where to put her coat. And I'm like, you're asking me? I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I got mad at her, and I told her I was sorry, but she didn't even realize that I was being snippy or whatever. I'm like, go ask them, go ask them. But the people who are in charge there, like I'm not in charge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of like, and I know there were people like in my dad's past that were there, and I wish that I really talked to them more and got a chance to talk to them. It was like so quick, and we really didn't get to talk to people at the funeral at all, really. So, but then we had Shiva after, which people came over, but not everyone was able to, and I just kind of wish that I had talked to people more, I guess. But I wasn't in that, I guess I wasn't in that right mind,
I mean, I don't know if this would be something you'd want to do, but don't you guys have like a guest book?
Yeah.
You can send them, you can write them a letter.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, you're right.
You could do something like that.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. I know, afterwards I would text people and be like, thank you so much for being there for me. And I think like that kind of helps understand like who really is there for you.
Yeah.
So whoever you think you were like rude to, which
feel
how you feel, it's okay. You can always text them and be like, I appreciate you being there that day for us, really.
That's true.
Something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Just so like, I don't want you to have that heaviness.
I did actually
reach out more.
Yeah, I did actually reach out to one of them already, and I through Facebook, and I'm like, I'm so sorry that I didn't really acknowledge you, that day, and thank you so much for being there, and
Did they make you feel better?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they were very sweet about it. Yeah.
I mean, if anyone got upset with you for being upset,
right. Right. I think
No,
they
that's a different conversation.
yeah, yeah. I think they understand. Yeah,
But
understood. Yeah.
you know, it's okay to like not respond to a text because you're just not up to talking or answering a phone call. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes
that's
you just
true.
don't want to, and that's okay.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, yeah. I
And
didn't
if
answer a lot of phone calls at first. Yeah.
yeah, and if they really were part of your life and they really want to be there for you, they'll keep trying to text you and keep trying to call you.
Good point. Good
You
point.
know, I think
Definitely.
that's definitely what I've learned. I know I've said this before. I'd rather be annoyed by you constantly reaching out to me than wondering why you aren't reaching out to me.
It's a good point.
I feel people I've talked to are like, oh, that's the opposite for me.
Yeah.
For me,
Knowing that somebody is
like,
there.
stop texting me, then being like, how come this person hasn't texted me? It's been 5 months.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're right. I
Yeah.
was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, I haven't heard from this person in a while. Yeah.
And someone who you feel like you should hear from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it definitely teaches you a lot, not just about like
Yeah.
you, it teaches you about the people in your life. And sometimes that's a sad lesson to learn both ways,
Yeah.
but at least
True.
you found out now.
Yeah. Yeah. That is
Yeah.
true. That is true. Yep. Yep. Oh, well, thank you so much.
Thank you for talking with me. It was really nice talking with you.
You too. You too. I really am amazed by you. And like, I think this is great what you're
Thank
doing.
you.
And I think you have something special,
Thank
and
you.
you seem very smart.
Years of experience.
Oh, well.
I guess. I don't
Oh.
know. Right.
Well,
Well,
your family's lucky to have you.
oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Well, wishes to your mom and your sisters, and
Thank you. You too. You too.
if they ever want to talk.
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh,
My sister, I think, would like to, like, she has an event, a memorial event that
yeah.
she's planning. So she maybe after that, if you're still doing this,
Yeah. Whenever she's ready, I'll be here.
thanks. That's awesome. I
Right?
think she would like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. All right.
Okay. You guys
All
take
right.
care, okay?
You too.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.